Mm, mm, mm. Well, it would sure be nice if everybody could hear me. Everybody can hear me. Holy cow, can you guys hear me now? Cow, can you guys hear me now? Holy cow. Hold on. Hold on. Hold up. Okay, can everyone hear me? Am I actually back online? Well, how about that? It fixed itself. I'm just sitting here like muttering to myself the whole time, kind of like just going through it in my head, and then suddenly, like I've got the stream voice on, and I hear my own voice come out of the stream like randomly. I was like, "What? Am I on? I don't know what happened. I legit have just been sitting in the channel, and it wasn't working before, and now it suddenly is." Okay, well now we can get this party started. Sorry for the silence. I don't know what was happening. I assumed it was something on his end and that he was going to have to wait to fix it. I tried different computers. I tried everything. And all right. So now that I'm way behind on this turn because I was so shocked that I could hear myself, let's take a look, shall we? I've got to catch up because I have no idea what he was in the middle of doing. I know he was doing tons of loops and locks and blips and bloops and blops. Are we still on Daniel's turn? It was very possible, given the way this deck likes to loop. Maybe we're in the middle of Zidane responding, which it looks like he's got Cecil and Physalis in hand. Certainly he's not going to be able to respond that way. Or is it his turn and we've locked out all his backups and we're trying to decide what to do? Okay, I'm guessing okay, just pass back to Daniel's turn. Yeah, sounds like he double locked him. All right, we are back. That was a very funny experience. Okay, but that's all right. We're back now. So Daniel will activate Teleco, which means everything is one cheaper. Althea lock right back to hand. Can you guess where this one's going to go? I bet you can't. No, I bet you can. You're smart people. Play Tilica for 2, which just feels dirty. That'll be our first cast. Whatever we do next will trigger a Tomos. Yep, cast Kusith. Get back whatever we want, really. Bismarck, Kryl, maybe even. Goes for Iris. Yep. So that was the second cast. Atomos is going to reactivate 2. That's what he's showing. Get back the Iris. His next cast. Just trying to think how he wants to do this. Is lock. Yeah, those two. So lock only cost 4. And poor Shine is just going to get lock effed into oblivion here. That was the third cast. So here comes Rosary activation. We already got the lockdown. Heh, the lockdown. And I mean, the wind stuff, the reactivation's hard enough to deal with, right? Atomos and Rosa, but with you add in Teleca to that, and like, now it's all cheaper. Again, I've practiced against this deck a lot with Daniel. We did a lot of play testing with it leading up to it, and it's just he has these just solitaire turns. There's Iris for the fourth cast, Bismarck for the fifth cast. I don't even know if he can hit a character off the top at this point. He's basically got everything on the field, but just in case. Oh, it's Mira. Yeah, why not? Why not? Do we even have a monster to get? Typhon's already been removed. Yep, we'll just go ahead and ping off the Sophie. Here comes Lulu for 6 points of damage, which is an orphan. We can dull the Rose off that. That ain't bad. We can. Oh man, he was trying to go for lethal. Or no, he still got lethal, I think. Yep, Atomos is a forward. There's lethal. You cannot dread it, run from it. Destiny still arrives. Once that loop, and the funny thing is, he's really not even like permanent looping, right? He doesn't permanent loop in this deck. It's not like the Matisky list where he just loops Dane in one turn or loops the old forward Riku with Mione to just kill you. But he basically semi loops you to the point that he's gonna draw so much and get so much advantage off of it. It's basically a loop. He definitely got the lockdown. And that was game one going to Daniel. I really like this list from Shine. Thank you. I'm glad you all can hear me now. So random, it wasn't letting me hear you earlier. But I think if he wants to beat this list, I think he needs to go a little more aggressive. And I say that even though that's not my play style, but because again, we've tested against this, and I was able to beat Daniel with an ice list, but it was like turn one, I gotta crap out Laswell. Turn two, get down Where I Orphan, and just start holding him down. Because once he gets set up to those turns where he can just, the Lulu especially, I think is pretty crazy with the Tilica, because the Lulu comes down for 2. You get back Chocobo. Atomos gives you that 2 CP back that you then just cast the Chocobo to bring back the Lulu to cast again for 2. Rosa gives you it all back. Like, yeah, Lulu, I think, has made this stuff very potent. And because again, testing with him, you can just recycle this stuff endlessly. I mean, that Chocobo summon never goes away. So get your Mist Dragons, get your Kadages. He has, yeah, he is currently 6-0, I think, in Cure Series with this list. He's been crushing it. Like I said, we play test with it all the time. I ran a bunch of different stuff against him to see if I could beat it. The only thing I've basically beaten it with is a faster start, which is kind of what you'd expect against a control type deck. Is that it did have a decent matchup. I was able to get him pretty well with Sky Pirates several times, but it was usually just because I got ahead of him. I got the Vaughn and the Kites on the board, and he can't really interact with that, especially earlier. But yeah, once he gets to that point, I usually just start surfing around on the internet while he plays solitaire for 10 minutes. Nice. So Shine had to start with Tyro here. Getting Sophie's nice. Tyro's one of those weird backups to play immediately, right? You don't really want to do it because it's an odd costed, so you are having to overpay for it. However, it does then get you whatever you want out of your deck. That's really not bad. So there are worse turn 1 backups you could play. I know Daniel's got Tilica in hand. He's probably happy to get that going. Here comes Rydia. Wonder what summon he searches for. Mist Dragon, maybe? Nope, Zalira. Zalira's not bad in this matchup. Can easily enter the Rosa, which is very nice. Can't touch the lock. Can deal with the Lulu as well. And it can also deal with the Atomos, which is very nice. You do not want that Atomos sticking around. Yeah, it actually has quite a few targets here. Bismarck, Atomos, Typhon even. And we put down the Arcanist. Arcanist, unfortunately, doesn't do a whole lot in this matchup. Its biggest target is cost 3s. If he gets Lulu, Zidane, Rosa out there, but he's also got enough other costed forwards. Atomos if he needs it. Lock, Bismarck. Yeah, exactly. He got the Zalira so he could pitch it for the Arcanist. And here comes the Scale Toad. Man, again, it makes me so happy to see a Scale Toad in the top 8. That's so cool. Unfortunately, our opponent is running lock. Whoopsie, mix that up. He tried to he was trying to put down King Tycoon to bounce the Scale Toad, but he ended up putting down the Chocobo. Chocobo's just sitting on the backup line like, queek, queek. No one's gonna notice me, right? King Tycoon, a hair expensive, but it doesn't save us from having to discard to that Scale Toad. Not bad. Yep, he's just gonna replay. And see, here's the thing. Like, I don't know. Daniel got an extra backup there, and this Scale Toad technically hasn't done anything yet. You know, it's got to start feeding it. I don't know. I've personally soured on that. I think there's just too many ways to deal with it now in the current 16. But Shine clearly is making good use of it because he's here in the top 8, and he has I get all the respect in the world for that. Free that Toad, baby. The Toad has a very weird interaction with Bismarck too. And by weird, I mean very unfair in that. So, like, let's say Daniel has Bismarck on the field. He goes to the end of his turn. He can, if he pitches his entire hand or has one or less, Scale Toad will go on top because it's the non-turn player effect. It will go on top of the Bismarck effect. So Scale Toad will check, say, oh, he's got one or less. He's good on hand size. And then Bismarck will bounce the card to his hand and draw. So even though Scale Toad's on the field, he'll end with 3 cards in hand just because of the way the turn priority shakes out. Top 8 makeup. They were supposed to post some deck lists. I know there was some soirees. Of course, there were these 2 decks. What else was there? There was a Firewind. Sim Tools list. I can't remember what the others were. Sorry. I'll try to check between breaks for you if I can, but I'm sure they'll be posted afterwards, tourney-wise. Now, the one thing about this setup for Daniel here, he really likes to get his wind out. So in particular, you know, he wants to open Northdown and he wants to open Fiona because he, with all the loops and reactivations, he can really abuse the Fiona search. But right now, he's actually really heavy on the Earth. I've never seen him have this much Earth before on his backup line. He's only got King Tycoon for wind, and if he wants to get that lockout, he has to get out Tyro or Shantoto. Now, he does have Lael, and Lael can break himself if needed, and Bismarck can, of course, bounce the King Tycoon if we get to that point, but he is a little weird on the back. Excuse me. Ooh, there's Nagmalata. I'm assuming we're going to get Biblos, which I don't think we saw last time. He's considering the other scale. Oh, no, he wants the Scale Toad. He's like, just in case you get rid of this one, I got a second one. And loves a Scale Toad. Oh, okay, he had Biblos in hand, no wonder. That feels pretty good. We almost wouldn't mind doing that King Tycoon again right now, just send these monsters packing, but the nice thing is too, Biblos isn't going to do anything while he doesn't have any forwards on the field. And Daniel, now he does have his Tyro, so he's got that color fixing he needs. That's going to be the ice. He's going to be able to cast Lock at this point, ditching that beautiful full art Mist Dragon. We'll fetch out a Lock from the Tyro. My mistake, I was watching the Twitch stream and not the actual stream, so I was a little behind there. So he's got 5 backups, but like I said, normally he has more wind to work with. He's got either Althea or Fiona or Nordstalin. The good news is, you know, Shine can't attack right now either. He doesn't have any. Yep, and he actually has to discard for hand size. But he is now set up to do some Teleka things next turn as long as he can see his pieces at Tomos. An Orphan would be really good here on Shine's part. And I think I see it in his hand. You need to start attacking Daniel's hand. I think that's one of the ways you can keep him down is that, all that reactivation is great, but he still has to have a card to use it for, to use all that CP for. So if you can keep his hand size low, it doesn't really matter how much he can reactivate if he's only got, one or two cards in hand. I would definitely put out Orphan. Excuse me, folks. If he's got it. Physalis, unfortunately, doesn't do us any good here. Could throw out the Puma, too. Puma just kind of keeps your monster flow going and... Mo Master sounds good to me. Especially because he can only really break these monsters with lock, and he probably doesn't want to be spending the lock triggers to do that. There we go. There's Orphan. So we'll go to combat phase, discard. Biblos would trigger a Dull Freeze, but we don't have one. He must really like what he has in his hand to throw as Zidane away. Are we ready to do some Tilica shenanigans? Oh, yeah. Here, Tilica says, for the rest of this turn, you may play the game as though it were Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! We want to see a Tomos first if we've got it. And then immediately start getting our reactivation. And this is a problem too with like really the only thing to kind of stop things like this is what? Amaterasu, maybe an Ishtola, something that can cancel auto abilities, and Ice doesn't really have that outside of Shulk, and that's a very spotty answer, so there's Rosa. Okay. No Atomos, unfortunately. But Rosa will get us there. It'll just take one more cast. Tyro, pitch Tyro. No, maybe not. Typhon. Okay, that's cast number 2. He's gonna sneeze away. He's gonna achoo. Sneeze on that Orphan. Nice clean answer to it. Do we have a way to keep the line going? Yep, we're gonna pitch lock for Chocobo. Chocobo bounce back Rosa. It's still the 3rd cast, so Rosa will see this. She'll reactivate everything. Kind of surprised he pitched the lock. I wonder if he's got another one. I thought maybe that's where he'd be headed for. Rosa comes back as cast number 4. Who knows? Maybe he'll get. So the funny thing is, he doesn't have a ton of forwards in this deck. So rarely does that Rosa actually hit on the 5th trigger. I've seen him miss it so many times. But okay, so here we go. So Rosa, lock will be the 5th cast. I'm probably gonna break one of these monsters. Maybe Dull Freeze 2 backups. And then potentially we can hit something off the top here too. Although it would have to be a forward or a monster. Our backup line is full. Yep, and he's saying there's a 5th cast for Rosa. Shine, possibly pondering about a response, but I'm not sure what it would be. Because Ice Earth just doesn't really have a way to interact with stuff like this. I believe these two, for the person who asked in chat, I think this is 4v5 if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong on that. Oh, okay, Eureka's got it. Yeah, it was 4v5. Ooh, are we responding? Wonder what he's going to respond with. Miss Dragon? I mean, dumping the break zone doesn't stop anything else that happened, but maybe just to get a card in hand? Nope. Okay, that's good. Biblos is gone. Oh, wait. Oh my goodness, and he hit a Tomos off Rosa. Well, that's an easy way to get a Tomos into play. Eh. What people already say casting and playing a Tomos is less than free. You know, it's even better than that when it's just placed onto your board. They should just add that text to the monster. When a Tomos is revealed off the top of the deck or put into your hand, if anyone can see the face of a Tomos, it is instantly played to the board. Nice hit, man. That's Daniel's got to be smiling about that one. He got down to he's one at hand size too, so he passes the skill toad check. Now, granted, this is going to be really easy for Shine to rip out of his hand. And he doesn't have any win CP up either to protect the Rosa. Although, if he does rip it out of his hand, if it is a win card, he'll probably just discard it for the Rosa effect just to keep her protected. But we're probably more than happy to Dull Freeze lock as well. We don't have to worry about Typhon as an attacker right now, so we do not have nearly enough win backups. So, that was a big play from Daniel. This is where Shine, you got to empty his hand. Give him, even with Tilica, give him as little to work with as possible next turn. I wonder if he's considering Shantotoing as well, which is also not terrible. You'll get rid of two forwards, Lock and Rosa. Yep, looks like that's what we're going to do. I hope he has a way to get that card out of his hand. No, oh no. I don't know what he threw away. So like I don't know, that's kind of right. So I think Shantoto's right in the sense that you don't want Rosa to stick around. Yes, Lock already did what it's going to do, but he's going to have ways to try to do Lock again. Oh wow, looks like maybe Daniel just discarded and passed. Okay, so never mind. No harm, no foul. I thought it might give him a chance to reload, but and this is where Daniel really wishes he had Fiona right now because he could use her search effect with all these free backups, but looks like he's just going to have to do nothing for the moment. So now this is Shine's chance. If he can attack his hand, keep that hand low, maybe get back an Orphan here if we've got it, or some form of discard. Cecil's kind of pointless. I don't know what it. Yeah, I think you favor the Orphan. Bit unfortunate too that he also gave Daniel a chance to reload a little more, but see if he can do anything with it. He's definitely probably feeling the pain of not having that Fiona. Eureka, thank you for joining us from Japan. Good to see you on there, and all 41 of you that are in the chat. Yeah, and I guess Locke did not opt to kill one of the monsters. That's kind of a funny thing, right? I hear people say all the time with Locke is that, really, even though he can break a monster, which is nice, that's like the option you really don't want to have to choose if you can help it. But I guess he didn't care. The Biblos isn't really a threat until damage 3 as far as keeping his hand size low. The Scale Toad can be a little worrisome, so I am a little curious why he didn't go for that, but oh, another no action turn? Man, Daniel is just giving Shine like, please punish me right now. He must just be dead drawn. Like he's not able to do anything with these Atomos chains. If Shine can somehow empty his hand right now, so he's got Lulu. Oh, okay. Yeah, Titan's meaningless. Lulu, I guess, could get you back a summon. I don't know what that does necessarily. Ooh, who do you pitch? The Lulu, the Yuna, or the... Yeah, probably the Yuna. Yuna is just there for backup reactivation. Well, we could drop Titan. It's not great. It only kills us, but you really don't want that Orphan to stick around either. So unless he drew into something a little better. We have another Orphan in hand too, so we can just say, yep, let's go back to the train. All right, Dull 4. Oh, we're just gonna cactar it, yeah. And we can use the Tyro to avoid the damage if we want to, which we did. Pitch Titan for Scale Toad and passed. Okay. I bet Shine's gonna be like, all right, here comes the next orphan. Yeah, usually Daniel uses Fiona to help dig deeper and to get the pieces he needs, get the Rosa, get the, wherever he wants. But without that, he's just relying on the top deck draws, which aren't giving him a ton to work with right now. Shine, you definitely put the orphan back out. Say, all right, you got rid of one. Here's the next one. Deal with it. I don't know if he's got any more monsters to set up. He's already played so many. I have no idea about time on the round either. We've been playing a while now. This is only game 2 as well, so Shine wins this. We got to go to a game 3. I don't think either of these guys want to play super fast. Crack the Puma. No? Yes. Visalis is available right now. Sophie. Orphan. Yep. Go ahead and discard. Now here's where you kind of wish you had that Titan still. Shantoto would be good too, but our backup line is clogged. We just pass him back? I saw a hand gesture, but maybe not. Okay, we're activating Telica. So hopefully we're doing some plans. Is this Lulu? Yeah. He might try to miss Dragon this, so I'm glad he left the Lil up. Granted, it's going to cost you 3 from hand from Shine. You can see the Lil up, so you know he can just cancel it. Do you even try to do it? You just know it's going to get canceled. And if anything, I think Daniel would be happy to have a free backup spot. So part of me says you don't even do it. Like, you don't want to just let him get it back, but you're just losing 3 cards in hand to do nothing. To take out a backup, is that what that's what you're accomplishing? But he could still be considering it. Daniel does have to declare a target first. Yep, looks like Cactar. We're just going to get rid of Orphan again. Now, he could miss Dragon this. The Layla is now down. That should be our second cast, right, for Atomos? Oh, did we miss our Atomos trigger? I think we did. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, we missed a Atomos trigger on that Cactar. We should have 2 backups up right now. We have a third Orphan. Neither of these players have dealt a point of damage yet. Shine's hand is huge. Oh, yeah, third Orphan. Oh, Visalis. Yeah, that'll work. Probably we're going to Dull Freeze something. Yep, so Sophie will kill Lulu. Visalis will Dull Freeze. Telica. Yeah, shut off that Telica. Yep, he says, nope, no more of that. I'm not even going to let you attempt to get your shenanigans. Now he's going to miss Dragon the Break Zone. And see, if he had remembered his Atomos cast, Lael would be up right now. He could kill that. He could cancel that. But he forgot it. So if you'll go in, hit our first point of damage, which is a Lady Althea. Oh no, another. This is like the 3rd or 4th turn Daniel has just discarded a card to Scale Toad and passed. I wonder if he's regretting not breaking that with lock at this point. Because at least then is like he's trying to keep his hand bigger for the next turn. I do like the interaction. Not that it's mattered right now because we haven't had any forwards, but I do like the interaction with Scale Toad and Biblos, which I think I don't know if we missed it at all or not this game. But Biblos should still trigger when it happens. It's just anytime a discard occurs. Here's Physalis. Draw a card. There's Norstallin. Would have liked to have seen that immediately. Shantoto, which is meaningless to us right now anyway. If you're Shine, maybe you just, I don't know what else he can play. He's got a bullet in hand. I say maybe you're just patient. Maybe you just discard down 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, he's got way too many cards. He's got 7. So you'd have to discard 2. You know that Shemhazi summon can bounce your opponent's Tilica. I'm pretty sure it can bounce like a 3 or less. So that wouldn't be awful. Send Tilica back to his hand, just make him waste time replaying it. It wouldn't have haste, so it can't use its ability right away. And he did. He decided to discard 2 and pass. I know that doesn't feel good, but given what I could tell was in his hand, he's got Physalis, Sophie. He had a lot of duplicates. I think there's even another Biblos in there. I mean, the Mist Dragon, it does make more sense. Just be reactive, keep all your backups. You can bowl it on his turn. You can use the Mist Dragon. This is starting to go south pretty quickly for Daniel. He needs a big turn here, but his opponent has so many resources. He's really got to be careful about what he does here. Yeah, gentleman's match. I choose no modes. 2 CP, 9K is plenty. Yeah, I do think everyone's saying he should have broken the Scale Toad, and I think he thought, I don't know, perhaps he thought he'd be able to deal with it again, but either by replaying lock or whatever. But it's definitely punished him since then. No, did we pass again? Oh no. Okay, this is just getting out of hand for Daniel now. I think that's the 5th turn he legit just discarded a card and pass. Yeah, that toad. Oh, and here comes the tiger. White Ranger Tiger Power. White Ranger Tiger Power. Tiger Power. Yeah, bro. And he's like, well, I'm not even going to give you the chance to use that, Lael. Tiger's going to go ahead and keep that down. I don't know what their time is, but man, I hate to ever concede early, but Daniel's in such a weird spot right now. I almost wonder if it's worth it to just concede. Concede early, save time, go to game 3. Try to get a different start. He had one good turn, but he couldn't follow it up with anything. Yeah, and Physalis can dull freeze the Atomos, so it couldn't even attack if it wanted to. Oh, okay, yep. So he's gonna wait till it becomes a forward and just shoot it with the bullet. Just kill the damn thing. Which makes Daniel discard, which would trigger a dull freeze, but he doesn't have any forwards to freeze. Biblos has seen so many discards, but he's had no forwards to freeze. Here comes Physalis. Typhon's not a threat at all. We'll keep down Tilica. There's 5. Yeah, we might see a concession on this turn. Unless he's got some miracle way to pull out of this, but I mean it's gotta be Titan or Shantoto, right? Those are legit the only things that get you here. But even if he doesn't know he's got Mistdragon in hand, so here's where if your opponent tries to Kusith back like the Titan, you just dump the break zone and it's just GG. Lulu, yep, gonna try to get Kusith. And here's Shine, I imagine just gonna say, no thank you, sir, I'd like to stop that. Yep, here we go. Shine is gonna take this second game. I can't imagine Daniel has anything left. Gonna play Rosa, pass. I kind of admire him playing it out to the end, but this might be a situation where you do just want to say, all right, scoop it up, save some time, go to the next game. He's got nothing in hand. All he's got to do is push him out of the way with the tiger. Yeah, it's over. Game 3. Well played, Shine. Well played. Really came back. Oh, man. Let's see how we are going to that third game. I don't know what their time is like, but Shine, he wants to do exactly what he did in that game. Build the way he was able to, keep putting that orphan out. That scale toad definitely put in work. Daniel, if you... he definitely, one, he wants to see more win backups. He wants to see Fiona so he can actually dig into his deck. 2, do not let that scale toad sit around. Because that was definitely ended up being a mistake. It's not killing it when he had the chance. Reading over some of the comments, I'm not 100% sure why he was just passing his turn a lot. Maybe he felt, the only thing I can guess is that, you know, some of the cards he had in hand was like, oh, Yuna that just reactivates backups, doesn't do anything else. Maybe his thought process is like, well, if I put that out there, it's just going to get frozen anyway. But you also, I mean, yeah, maybe it doesn't really accomplish much at the same time. Does it also accomplish anything to just pitch it away? At least that way you do have a body. So that was probably a mistake as well. But again, I couldn't see his hand for all those turns, so I don't know. Maybe he's drawing weird too. Either way, we have Wind Earth Telica nonsense versus Ice Earth Hate Your Hand. Daniel is my friend, so I am kind of secretly rooting for him. But man, I would really be happy too to see Shine take an Ice Earth list. It would be really cool to see Ice in the top 4. So I think I'll be pleased whichever gentleman wins. Daniel will get to go first this time. Did he open his Nordstalin like he wanted to? Yeah, he did. He's like, you're not going to deny me Fiona this time. It's kind of crazy how much of a difference opening Nordstalin versus opening Sarah versus, you know, just kind of open a random backup. See a lot of Physalis in Shine's hand. There's an Arcanist. Again, not super relevant in this matchup, but we're happy to get down early. I kind of hate to see an Orphan get pitched, although he does have quite a bit of recursion in this deck. Oh, nice. Ochu for Tomos. Tilica. Okay. Oh dear. Yep. Now we're doing Earth Wind things. Sucks to throw out the Tyro, but yeah, that feels good. Gosh, Atomos just makes that so easy. Monsters busted. I think he's got 1 left in hand after that. Maybe 2. He might have 2. And see, that's a turn right there as an ice player. It's like, all right, you have to think, what do I do? Okay. Okay, it's just a Dane. Says, yeah, go ahead and get rid of that. We'll draw a new card. Pretty decent rip. Danny would have been happy to play that Zidane off of those 3 backups. He's got Kusith in hand. Yep. Didn't really have any good follow-up play. The nice thing is he can Fiona here if he really wants to. Hurt his hand size a bit, but if he absolutely has to. Kate Sith coming in clutch. Here's Rydia. Go ahead and fetch ourselves a summon. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we'll definitely be over hand size. So hopefully, maybe he'll do what he did last time. Get Zalira. Just pitch it for Scale Toad. Gonna grab Hecaton. We planning to keep this? Or are we throwing it out for something even better? Yeah, I need to take a zinc lodging or something. Voice isn't treating me as well today. Shine taking more time here than I thought. I don't know what. Hopefully, they're not close to timing out. I assumed he just had like a 3rd or 4th backup or monster he could play. Does end up pitching the Hackathon with something else. He's not just discarding for hand size, is he? Okay, no, there we go. There's Orphan. Now we're putting Daniel right back where we want him, saying, nope, you're going to keep that hand low, sir. He will pitch a Kusith. He's considering doing Fiona. Yep, he is going to do it. Although that means he's only going to have... Well, he'll have 4 in hand. Never mind. He had more than I thought he did. What do we get here? Is it Rosa? It's Typhon. He's just going to get rid of the Orphan right away. We really do want to get to a 4th and 5th backup, though. We've got the 3 key ones we want to see. Norstalin, Fiona, Tilica, but we were going to need more CP to work with if we want to do all of our shenanigans. And 5. Oh, nice. King Tycoon. Interesting he didn't Typhon it. Like, that's tricky. So you get your 4th backup, and I really like that, but he's just going to play it again, surely. So you are losing a card in hand for that. So is that worth it? Maybe that's worth it. It's like, well, you know, if he's going to, ooh, even better. Kind of even better. I almost actually would have preferred the Orphan. I think attacking his hand hurts him the most here. But shutting off Tilica for this turn is very nice, too. We can guarantee there aren't going to be no Tilica shenanigans. Mr. Potter. New shenanigans. Someone asked, are we using a sundial to keep time in the round? Yep. There's some guy in a back closet somewhere. He goes out there to check and he, like, pumps it with a broom. Come on. What time is it? I don't know how this gets determined because I mean, no one's. This is like the start of this match. It's so new, so I don't know what happens if this goes to time this early. Someone have to concede to the other one? Is it a double auto loss? Here's Kryle. Oh, that's why he was checking his brakes. And he wanted to see if he had any summons worth grabbing. Probably not. My hackathons of no use to us. So presumably he'll grab his own, like an Asura maybe. Two casts in, but we can Tilica now. Yep, we're gonna do it. Or no, maybe not. Maybe we're just hard casting at this point. Iris. Yep. Get everything back. Not every. Shouldn't Iris reactivate everything? We have. Oh no, we have. Okay, we don't have 2 Earth. Typhon will sneeze the tiger away. And we pass back. All right. We're stabilizing a little bit. Still just got 1 card in hand. Is that Shinryu in his hand? Which doesn't hit anything right now, unfortunately. He does have Shantoto. And we have 3. So that Typhon is a forward. I think you just Shantoto here. Make him go back to a low hand and yeah, clean up 3 forwards for 1. Sounds pretty good to me. Get rid of that Kryle. You don't have to worry about her sucking away more CP. There she is. Here's our big power play. That feels pretty good. Oh no, another just pass from Daniel. Man, is he just holding on for the Fiona? I don't like all these just no action. And again, I can't see his hand, so I don't know what he's got, but like you don't have anything? You don't have a forward, a backup? Is your hand all summons? I know you can do the Fiona thing at the end of his turn, but well, I'm definitely dropping Orphan here. I think Shine is at his best when he's attacking their hand. Hell, if you've got Scale Toe too, you could throw both out. Here comes Big Orphan. Oh no, no, Tyro actually. Well, we could still play Orphan if we want. See, who do we favor getting in this situation? Physalis, maybe? No, Sophie. That makes sense. Although he doesn't have any forwards right now, so I don't think you're in any rush to play that Sophie. Yep, and he's gonna Fiona. Search out a character. He had Rydia in hand. Wow. I guess he just didn't want it as his 5th backup. He must be holding that slot for someone else. We'll see who that is. It gonna be Althea? Or his own Shantoto? He can't scoop up any of the backups he has right now, so I don't know if he's worried about like, well, last time I got locked out. I don't want that to happen again, so I'm gonna keep a slot open just for Shantoto. Could go Rosa here, really set up for a big turn. Yep, that's what we're going for. So maybe he's not worried about the 4th backup slot. I'm really surprised he. I don't know what his hand size is, but I think he still had enough to. He could have both played the Rydia. And would he still have had enough for Fiona? No, I don't think he. I don't think he did actually. So that's why he held it. I thought maybe he would have had enough for both, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Shine keeping a nice healthy hand. I would be so tempted to just jam that Orphan out, but there could be something said for having patience as well. So Teleka is going to happen. Ochu, yep, get 2 backups, so completely free. Tomos is going to give us 2 off whatever we do next. And you probably want it to be Rosa. She is. Tomos will give us 2. We miss our Tomos trigger. I think Daniel's getting ahead of himself. He totally missed his Atomos trigger, which I guess wouldn't have really mattered there because Zidane, Rose is going to reactivate it all anyway, but still. I can see Sophie and Orphan. I can't tell what those other 3 are. They're not actually cards. Like, he just put printed paper in there that has big glary spots on it. He's tricking them. Apparently, according to someone in the chat, we're in sudden death and the next damage wins. Takes the Sophie. Again, I can't hear anything from the shop, but if that is true, then that would definitely change the way these players are going to play. If that's the case, Atomos and Ochu will never block. Granted, neither player has haste, so that's not something I'll have to worry about, but that very much could be changing the way these guys play, too, if they're in sudden death. For this specific situation, Daniel thinking, damn, I really wish I had the 2 CPs a day right now. I know he ultimately likes the 3-1 better, as do I, but that haste would have been great if this is sudden death. Shinryu, yep, that'll clean those up. Ooh, that's a problem. Sudden death, very unfortunate for, I think Shine definitely has the advantage here if that's true, because he's already got 5 backups. We are going to Fiona search. Got to get our own Shantoto here, I think. No, we're going to get Locke. Really? Wow, I would have thought we'd get Shantoto for sure. Just clear the board. But yeah, Daniel will never get to use those monsters as forwards if we're in sudden death. Perhaps he feels that Shantoto is more just delaying, and Locke maybe actually can give him like a kill advantage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, are we just? Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, we already had Shantoto in hand. Huh. Why search Lockout specifically then? I would have thought maybe just search out like a Nordstalin or some dead backup you're gonna throw away. Boys are just holding on. Oh, okay. It looks like we got someone in the chat who's at the store, so welcome, Kendall J. Oh man, this is pretty intense then if it's just next point of damage wins, because it's just, oh, that's huge. Orphan is huge there. Another lock, which means, I mean, legit, Daniel has to draw forward. If he doesn't draw one, he just loses. He's not going to have enough to draw one with Fiona. And Orphan's going to dull it too. So he like has to pull Typhon here, I think. This is looking really bad for Daniel. Shine is closing in on that victory. You can smell it. Yeah, do it. Commit the fight. He's got both. Wait, does he have King Tycoon down? He doesn't, but he doesn't have a way to remove any of those backups. What could Daniel possibly draw on 2 cards here with 4 backups that could save him here? I mean, he's got a Tomos. Nope, he drew double backup. That's it. Shine takes it. Wow, Earth Ice going to top 4. Congrats to him. Sorry, Daniel. I know you're probably feeling really bummed about that, and that's unfortunate that your deck didn't have it. But that's also what happens, right? When you play one of those like kind of loop long game decks, is that they take up so much time in those turns when you're having those 10-minute solitaire turns that if your tournament time ends up being an issue, that it's going to go to time for that, right? you're gonna eat up your time that way. So, man, congrats to Shine on your victory. Excited to see you in the top 4. Maybe we'll even see you in the finals, top 2. Folks, I'm going to take a quick break, rest my voice, get some water. Don't go anywhere. Since that went to time, I imagine we're going to be starting this quarter or semifinals very shortly. So see you in just a